you'll find a copy of the sync code book that was brought over by by Sean Jurgensen from the Kansas Judicial Branch. And so that's for your own resource. And they gave those out at the Child Welfare Oversight Committee, and it's pretty valuable to have that handy. I think somebody might have asked for it. I think it's, well, this is 2021, but it's the most recent copy that we have. So we'll update that when we can. We're going to start today open the hearing on House Bill 2189, and look to Jesse for an overview.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good afternoon, committee. Jesse with the Revisor Statutes Office. Today's hearing is on House Bill 2189. So House Bill 2189 amends two statutes in the Sync Code. First, it amends the definition section, and then two, it amends a section related to the court's jurisdiction in proceedings related to children in need of care. So first, the bill creates a new definition in that definition section. It is non-minor dependent. So a non-minor dependent would be a person at least 18 years of age, but not less than 21 years, but less than 21 years of age. So you're thinking 18 to 21, who, other than that age, meets the definition for a child in need of care under subsection D, which you can also find in that same section. So subsection D lists 1 through 14 qualifying characteristics that the court finds when they determine that a child is in need of care. So second, the bill amends KSA 382203. This is the statute that authorizes the court's jurisdiction over a child in need of care. So on page 7 of the bill, what you see is new language in subsection C, paragraph 3. When written and requested by the child to the court shall not issue an order terminating the jurisdiction over the child, cap A, before June 1 of the year in which the child becomes 18, if the child is still in out-of-home placement, is attending high school. That is existing language, so that actually comes from subsection D. So what's struck in subsection D is replaced in that cap A. So I just want to make that clarifying, and that's put there for easier reading and consistency. So then cap B is what you have where who is a non-minor dependent meets that 18 to 21 age and meets one of those 14 qualifying factors for a child in need of care, and is still in the custody of the secretary in an out-of-home placement, and they are transitioning into adulthood. So that non-minor dependent can request from the court not to terminate jurisdiction up until that age of 21. So when the non-minor dependent is in custody and that jurisdiction is not terminated, such non-minor dependent shall participate in case planning, attend school, make efforts towards independence as determined by the secretary, and receive independent living services. But if a non-minor dependent fails to comply with those requirements, going to school, receiving those services, or the secretary may petition to terminate the jurisdiction. So if they're not meeting those, the secretary can say, hey, court, they're not meeting these items under 4 cap A. As well, the court shall not have any jurisdiction over a non-minor dependent if such non-minor dependent has either been absent from that out-of-home placement for 30 calendar days, or they turn 21. So that's in which the jurisdiction of the court just ceases. So that is House Bill 2189.
Okay, any questions on House Bill 2189 for Jesse? Okay, thank you. Well, we're just going to have a wild and crazy hearing here. Looks like the proponent testimony, all we have is DCF, and it is written only in your folder, or in your computer folder. So if you have, we do have someone from DCF here today, so if you have any questions on that, you may ask. This bill was brought to us by Representative Thomas, and he has a hearing in his committee right now, so he couldn't be here to advocate for his bill. But if you have questions about it, you can ask him. So that's all I show for proponent. I show no neutral or opponent testimony. So at this time, I will close the hearing on House Bill 2189. We're not going to work any bills today. We're going to get done early. We're not going to work any bills today, but I am going to go over some bills here so you can have an idea of what we're going to do to finish up before turnaround. Before that, we have minutes that you've received from January 25th in your email that I would, at this time, I'd entertain a motion to approve. So moved. Okay. Second by Representative Neighbor. So it moved by Representative Johnson and second by Representative Neighbor to approve the minutes from January 25th. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Okay, one other little piece of business is I'd like to withdraw RS 0514, which is a bill that I had requested regarding the Office of the Child Advocate. And that requires no vote, just withdrawing that. So just to go over so we have Wednesday of this week and then Monday, and then we'll have turnaround break. So Wednesday of this week, we're going to have a bill hearing on House Bill 2377, and that's regarding birth and death certificates. Also 2361. And that one is, what would be the short title on that one? That one's regarding limiting the preference relatives for adoption to the first year in custody of the secretary. Then also on Wednesday, we're going to revisit the Safe Haven Baby Box Bill 2024, and we will be working the, what's your bill number, 2299? House Bill 2299, the one we had a hearing on last week. So that's Wednesday, and then Monday we will have a hearing on 2407 regarding the, what is this called? Communities that care assessments, and 2371 on caseloads. And then if we're going to work those, any of the bills from Wednesday, we'll need to do that on Monday. Does that make sense? Any questions? Sorry that we're not using all of our committee time today. It's such a push, but then some of the bills came later, and it's kind of a timing issue that we couldn't make today work. So, we've got bills that we could have hearings on, but we didn't announce them ahead of time. So, all right. That's all I have. We're adjourned.